Friends, I am doing a Facebook Live after some time. I had been concentrating on YouTube and doing videos over there, and I'll be continuing doing that, but want to also do Facebook Live. Well, I've been talking about relationships and love. Today I want to talk about something that's a very dangerous thing, something that can spoil your relationship forever, and that is anger. Anger is one letter short from danger. It can not just spoil relationships, it is not something that will just destroy you, but it is something, an emotion which will completely change your life if you have too much of it. Is it completely irrational to have anger? Is it completely unnecessary to have anger? Or is it something that is good? Anger is not just an emotion. It is a deep-rooted emotion. One of the basic emotions that you have. Love being the foremost emotion. Anger, pride, and this kind of emotions are also very important emotions. Anger is actually a defense mechanism which you develop over a period of time. But anger is not something that is born in you automatically. But at the same time, it is something that even a small child shows. You do not give something to a child, and the child will show anger. They will show tantrums. And as the child develops, as the child grows up into a bigger human being, anger can be suppressed or it can become volatile. Let's say if a child is demanding something and it is not handled properly. A small little child starts crying that the child wants something, let's say a small little candy. The mother says, no, you cannot have this. The child starts showing tantrums. To avoid tantrum, the mother gives in and gives the child the candy. Now, the mechanism that develops at this moment is that the child actually starts thinking that tantrum is going to get him what he wants. But as the child grows up, gets out of the house, goes to school, he realizes that anger is not getting him what he desires. He wanted good marks. He wants attention. The child wants some things from his teachers, and they are not going to give in, no matter what. And that is going to cause the child to develop anger, which is restrained, which now they are not able to show, they are not able to manifest, and it starts getting suppressed. Now, this creates a defense mechanism. When the child comes back home, he starts showing that anger to his parents, to his siblings, to the pet. Now, these are defense mechanisms which we need to handle at the very small age. If we do not, it is going to become difficult. But at the same time, we cannot let the child grow without anger. There are situations where anger is required. Even the Bible says Jesus was angry. But that was righteous anger. Anger that was meant to be. Because at that point, there was something happening in the temple that was wrong, that was dishonoring God. Now that anger is good anger. But at the same time, showing tantrums or getting into fits of rage and violence is an anger which can destroy your life. Today I'm going to tell you about certain points that will help you control this anger. The first point being that you can try and figure out what makes you angry. Every person has a mechanism within themselves which enable them or which propagates anger within them. Now, if you are able to find out the trigger point in you, you will be able to curtail that anger. The second point is the moment you start getting the trigger that you know is going to get you into trouble with your anger, you need to either take control of the situation, get yourself out of that emotion. How do you do that? I will let you know. Basically, it is the subconscious which will get into trouble. The conscious mind normally doesn't get you into trouble. It is the subconscious which will let you into trouble. The inner child that will get you into trouble. Staying in control is what is going to help you get out of a situation where you get angry. Now, how do you control your subconscious is something that I have talked about in the video on meditation. You need to control your subconscious. You need to have complete control over your subconscious. The best way is if there is a situation where somebody is propagating something against you which is getting into your head, and you're getting into a situation where you are getting angry, the best way is to think of a happy moment. The best way for you to think is a happy moment. If you are able to figure out a happy moment in your life, for those who believe in God or Jesus, the best is to get yourself in front of God and say, God, help me. Jesus, take away the anger, and He will help. For those who do not, the best is to think of the best possible happy moment that you have in your life and get yourself out of that situation. Your mind can be looking at somebody, but at the same time, it can go anywhere it desires. And at that point, you need to get out of that moment and get into a happy moment. It'll just take you a couple of seconds to get you out of that sudden impulse of rage and anger. The other thing that you need to do is you can go ahead and stay calm at that moment. But that is not going to get rid of the issue or the cause of anger. And it can make you more angry within. The best way is to reconcile with the situation. It might be a situation which you don't appreciate or you do not approve of. How do you stay away from it now? Well, you need to talk to the person, confront the person in a calmer sense when the person is milder or when the person is not in a situation where he or she is angry. And the most important thing for you to do to get released from the anger that is within you because of that situation is release forgiveness. The other person might not even know that you have released forgiveness and need not know that you have released forgiveness. But at the same time, when you release forgiveness, you will actually enable yourself to be released. It is not about others, and it is not about self-love. Because when you are releasing forgiveness, you're also loving the person that has harmed you, who has caused you to get into the angry moment. You are loving yourself. At the same time, you're also loving that person, and you're loving God because you're doing what God has asked you to do. It is forgiveness. Anger can destroy everything. It is one letter short of danger. But when you do these things, when you take the moment to think before acting, when you take the moment to get you into the presence of a happiness, of a moment of happiness, calm yourself down, become more rational, become logical, and then take charge of the situation. It is not anger or rage that is in control of you. Rather, you are in control of the situation. You are in control of the rage and anger. And you do not have a mindset of anger and rage. Rather, you have a mindset that is of love, that is of relationship, that will enable you to have lasting relationships with people. The worst combination of anger and rage is intoxication. And intoxication not just by alcohol or drugs, but by intoxication of your own self-pride, of your own self-ego. Those intoxications can be the worst intoxications that you have. Stay away from it. Stay away from anger, and you will have a good and healthy relationship. If you like my talks, if you like what you see in these videos, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you will get a lot of these materials. I'm going to talk about a lot again about these topics, about emotions, about how mental health affects you. Take time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is on Facebook, but you can go to my YouTube channel and you can subscribe there, and you will always get good content. Have a good evening. Have a good day. Bye-bye.